In recent months, a troubling trend has emerged as millions of migrants begin to leave the UK for seemingly more welcoming countries like Poland and Hungary.
In 29 days, I'm leaving the UK and jumping on a one-way flight to move to Thailand. To be honest with you, I'm sick of this country now and it's headed in the wrong direction. The weather is shit most of the year, everything is expensive, and rent prices are so high it makes no sense living here. Not to mention how bad the crime in the UK right now is. You don't even feel safe walking home at night. Now the reason I chose Thailand was pretty simple. It's a beautiful country with a low cost of living, friendly people, good food and amazing scenery. Thailand is also hot all year round and the majority of the time it's sunny. And the quality of life in Thailand is so much better. The majority of the people in the UK are unhappy, depressed, and it's not the environment I want to live in.
This shift has sparked a wave of discussions, leaving many wondering about the underlying causes. The situation raises a crucial question. Has the UK government, in its quest for tighter immigration control, inadvertently created an environment that feels unwelcoming and even hostile to immigrants? There is a growing sentiment among citizens that the Labour government is prioritising certain groups, particularly Muslims, while ignoring the concerns of long-time residents who feel their hard-earned taxpayer money is being misallocated.
Yo, look at this shit here. This shit's so bad that niggas is dying in the streets. Homeboy died last night on the sidewalk. Nigga just been there all night. Just been there. Ain't nobody. Niggas just walk about this dude. He be dead all night. Where our homeless population gets to die on the sidewalk, but the fucking migrants are up in the hotel living good life. Where's that right? Where our homeless population is dying on the sidewalk, but the migrants are in fucking hotels living good life. Let's figure that one out.
Many citizens express frustration at seeing funds directed toward accommodating illegal migrants in hotels rather than being utilised for the benefit of the UK population. This perception of misplaced priorities has left many feeling abandoned, feeding into the narrative that the UK is becoming an increasingly unpleasant place for immigrants, who are now reconsidering their choices. This is ridiculous. Make your opinion count by liking this video and promoting it for more awareness. Also, share and subscribe to our channel for upcoming updates. Let's challenge the narrative together. Part of this discontent is fueled by the harsh immigration policies and ongoing increases in visa fees. For instance, on January 16, 2024, the UK government increased immigration fees yet again. At that time, Rishi Sunak, then leader of the Conservative Party, acknowledged the need for additional funding to meet the pay demands of various public sector workers, including nurses, teachers and police officers. Take a listen.
If we're going to prioritise paying public sector workers more, that money has to come from somewhere else, because I'm not prepared to put up people's taxes, and I don't think it would be responsible or right to borrow more, because that will just make inflation worse. So what we have done are two things to find this money. The first is we're going to increase the charges that we have for migrants who are coming to this country when they apply for visas, and indeed something called the Immigration Health Surcharge, which is the levy that they pay to access the NHS. So all of those fees are going to go up, and that will raise over £1 billion.
Ironically, the very immigrants the government seems to be pushing away are those contributing financially to the system that funds these essential services. Also, the recent move to obtain indefinite leave to remain ILR after 10 to 15 years, instead of the current 5 years for residents in the UK suggested by Kemi Badenoch, has sparked controversy, with many not finding it funny anymore. As of January 16, 2025, it has been announced that immigration fees will rise once more, pending approval from Parliament. This announcement has caused alarm among immigrants and advocates alike. A mere year after the last fee hike, the government is poised to implement further increases that will significantly impact those seeking to live and work in the UK. To provide some context, let's look at some of the recent changes in immigration fees. For instance, before October 4, 2023, a 6-month visit visa cost just £1, but this fee has now skyrocketed to £15. The super priority service for visa applications has also seen a dramatic increase, moving from £800 to £1,000. The immigration health surcharge, which was previously set at £624 per year, is set to rise to £1,035 annually. Such increases create a significant financial burden for many immigrants, particularly those from less affluent backgrounds. The Electronic Travel Authorization, ETA, designed for travellers from countries that previously didn't require a visa to enter the UK, has also seen its fees adjusted. Initially, the ETA cost £15, but it is now expected to rise to £16. This increase is said to align with international practices, but for many, it feels like another barrier erected on the path to entry. The government estimates that these changes could generate an additional £140 million for the Home Office, raising questions about whether the financial motivations are overshadowing the social implications of these policies. Moreover, the certificate of sponsorship, essential for employers wishing to recruit from outside the UK, will see its fee increase from £239 to £525, while temporary worker sponsorship fees will rise from £25 to £55. The recent increments in fees have drawn criticism from various quarters, including the House of Lords. The Science and Technology Committee has expressed concerns about the negative impact of high visa fees on the UK's ability to attract and retain talent, particularly in critical fields such as science and technology. They argue that the current immigration policies could deter highly skilled individuals from considering the UK as a viable option for their careers. The committee's letter to the Home Office highlighted the significant upfront costs associated with immigration, which can exceed £1,000 for many applicants, when considering visa fees, health surcharges, and other charges. This financial burden is particularly daunting for individuals from poorer backgrounds who may struggle to accumulate such amounts. There have been recommendations from the committee aimed at making the UK more competitive globally in attracting talent. Suggestions include revisiting visa fees, introducing flexible payment options for the immigration health surcharge, and broadening the eligibility criteria for the Global Talent Visa to include more early career researchers and professionals. The situation is further complicated by the impact of immigration policies on international students. The ban on dependents for postgraduate taught courses has disproportionately affected universities, leading to a decline in enrolment and even job losses among academic staff. The committee emphasised that this trend could have severe long-term repercussions for the UK's education system and its reputation as a destination for international students. As we reflect on the implications of these immigration changes, it becomes clear that the UK is at a crossroads. Many migrants are feeling increasingly unwelcome, prompting them to seek opportunities in other countries, where immigration policies may be more favourable. This shift not only affects the individuals involved, but also has the potential to reshape the cultural and economic landscape of the UK. For those who have invested time, effort and resources into making the UK their home, the prospect of leaving is both painful and daunting. Many immigrants have contributed significantly to the economy, working in essential sectors such as healthcare and technology. The increasing fees and stringent policies seem to undermine their contributions, suggesting that the UK is no longer a land of opportunity for everyone. In conclusion, the combination of rising immigration fees, harsh policies, and a perception of prioritising certain groups over others has created an environment that drives many migrants to reconsider their futures in the UK. As individuals weigh their options, countries like Poland and Hungary are becoming increasingly attractive alternatives. The question remains whether the UK government will acknowledge these challenges and reassess its approach to immigration, or if it will continue down a path that risks alienating a vital part of its population. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear: the voices of those affected by these policies are growing louder, demanding a more compassionate and inclusive approach to immigration. Thank you for tuning in, and I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into immigration policies and their impacts on society.